Babyhood is fun, and this fun is important because in babyhood, the foundation is laid for behavior during the rest of the child's life. What kind of child will he be? Let's watch his emotional reactions as he grows beyond babyhood. He has to face all kinds of new situations. Because he's had little experience in making adjustments, his reactions are intense. No social taboos or cultural traditions affect him yet, so you know where you stand with him. When he's angry, he's entirely angry, but it passes because it is expressed. Anger cools off quickly if we work it off instead of bottling it up. Because he doesn't hide it, it passes. His system is cleared out. And he responds quickly and wholeheartedly to cheerfulness and affection in other people. When he is happy, he is completely happy. No worrisome memories or vague forebodings bother him. That's what makes children so refreshing. As the baby grows, his emotions change. At first, he cries from internal causes, such as hunger. Later, he becomes more sensitive to his surroundings, and he cries more from external causes. And so as children grow, they respond differently to the same treatment. This baby objects to getting his shoes on. The toddler may be glad of assistance. The 6-year-old will lose his temper because he thinks he can do it better himself. Because the child's emotions are so intense and changeable, it's often hard to understand them. But if we can see things from his point of view, it will help. For instance, curiosity is a natural state for the baby. Suppose you were in his place. What is it? Why does Daddy like them? What does it taste like? What if you pull the cloth? Why will it grow? Why won't it grow? What will she do if you run away? How does it work? What does it mean? What? Why? But where? The only way to deal with curiosity is to satisfy it. Don't touch deprives him of his most valuable source of information. But there are some things he can't figure out, and so success in his quest for knowledge depends on the adults around him. Children's thought processes are different from adults because so many of their concepts are incomplete and vague. They don't ask questions just to annoy. They really want to know. Finally, understanding dawns, and they can find some of the answers for themselves. Curiosity in children should be encouraged because it nourishes the very roots of education. Fear is a more sinister emotion. Because it can affect development, it should be prevented. What is there to frighten babies? Well, suppose you were 6 months old. You've been used to a quiet room.
Good little boy, I'm going to show you another one.
Why doesn't he just show you pictures?
Dr. Choo-Choo.
Now you're growing up. You're not so much afraid of noises and people. Sometimes they make faces at you, but if you keep quiet, they go away. Wish the milkman didn't bring that horse every morning. Must get into Mommy quick. Bill is bringing his new puppy. Will it bite? You don't want to read that animal book anymore. Now you're 6, not afraid of baby things. It's kind of fun to be a little scared. Wouldn't go down cellar alone, though, ever since Aunt Betty said there were rats down there that would bite you. Wouldn't go upstairs alone at night, either. You don't like darkness. No use calling Mommy. She'll say it's just a dream, nothing at all. What's that? Don't move. It might be something. You wish that cupboard door was closed. Might be a rat in there, too. Now you're 10. Not so much afraid at night. Mom leaves the door open and the light on in the hall since you asked her to. There's nothing in that closet. Wish you'd closed it, though. You can't hear anything. Can't hear Mommy and Daddy breathing. Maybe they're dead. Someday they will die. You'd like to get into Mom's bed, but you're afraid to get out of your own. Thunder. Mom will close the window. She's scared of thunder, too. These are typical fears of many young children. As the child grows older, most of them will disappear. But fear need not become a habit. If it does, it can ruin mental and physical health. There are many ways to prevent the fear habit in children. Strangers can come gently, with Mommy coming first to give warning. He is taught to control his surroundings as soon as he can. Noisy things are introduced at a distance. He's taught to understand what makes the noise. He's given the chance to watch the puppy with someone else for a while first. The kind gentleman realizes that his laugh could be frightening to a small child. He's given reassurance when he needs it. And above all, Mother is unafraid and cheerfully sympathetic in emergencies. Aunt Betty takes him down cellar with her, instead of using fear as an easy way of making him obedient. And so as he grows up, there is very little to be afraid of. Anger is another emotion which begins very early in life. There are so many things that don't go the way you want them to. You know, it's infuriating to be stuck here on your stomach and not be able to turn over. If you get angry enough and cry loud enough, somebody usually comes to do something for you. But why does she always have to change your pants instead of picking you up? And you get angry at things as well as people. And as you get older, you have to do even more things you don't want to do. Sitting here when you don't even want to go to the bathroom. And they're always taking things away from you. They give you toys that won't stand up. Other people snatch things you are just going to play with. They are always bothering you when you want to be left alone, and then leaving you alone when you'd rather stay with them. They'll wash your face every chance they get. And they're always pulling tight clothes over your ears. They play with that big paper, and if you try to play too, they just get cross. Or if they don't read, they just talk and talk a lot of sounds that don't mean anything. The worst of it is, they don't think you can decide anything for yourself. If they don't watch out, getting angry will become a habit, and then you won't do anything for them, even if it's something that you don't really care about. Now you're growing up, and you can get angry just as well as they can. That'll show her. And when you're older, they yakety-yak all the time.
You're acting like a child of 5.
Hurry up or you'll be late for school again. You've just got to tidy up this room. It's been getting worse and worse for a week.
There are ways in which anger can be prevented from becoming a habit, too. At this age, the best antidote is diversion. Then comes sympathy for the baby's inability to do things for himself. And understanding of the intensity of his wants. Training is hard for a baby. Let him know that you are with him and not against him. Maybe he didn't have to go after all. Let him take the initiative whenever possible. You can always rinse it off after he washes. And that matter of toys, they should work. They should fit. And they should stand up if they're supposed to. You know, it's really simpler to put the paper away for 10 minutes. Daddy should realize that there is a proper time for playing. And Sonny will realize that there is a proper time for newspaper reading. That friction with the older child can best be avoided by cooperation until good habits are established. It takes 2 to make a quarrel, and must he go to the picnic? After all, democracy begins at home. Jealousy is a withering emotion. It always involves people, usually much loved ones. Often it is caused by the fear of losing someone's affection. When you're little, you're the most important person in the world, and Mother comes next. You have all of her attention, and the more you've had, and the longer you've had it, the more you want it. How would you feel if this happened to you?
I can't look at it now, dear. The baby needs her bath. Not now, darling. I have to feed the baby. Not just now, dear. I have to iron the baby's dress.
You just have old overalls to wear. You're supposed to eat that stuff by yourself. Just let her touch one of your toys. You'll get even with her. But you can be jealous of other people, too.
Good night, Sonny. Now, you be a good boy and go to sleep. Mommy and I are going out.
Good night, darling. Sleep well.
And you have to go to bed while your big brother reads comics half the night. And the fact that he understands football and you don't doesn't make it any easier to be left behind. It can happen to you at school, too, especially if you have a really swell teacher. That big show-off is the teacher's pet just because he makes better grades than you do. Jimmy always plays with Pete now because they have bikes. Jealousy is hard to deal with because it goes pretty deep. Sometimes it is slow burning and hidden. Sometimes in younger children it flares up. This is easier to handle because you can recognize it. But jealousy may be there when nobody knows it's there. Almost every child feels it at some time. It's better if he is prepared for the new arrival beforehand. And letting him help with the little sister will make him part of the team. Somehow or other, he must get his own share of attention. And equal rights are important. There are times when the baby's bath is not nearly as urgent as a minor repair to a toy. And mother must try to have a real understanding of each child's needs. But the most frequent emotion of all should be happiness. It is founded partly on physical well-being, and he is more likely to be happy if he is relaxed and rested. If he is secure in the knowledge that there is someone to take care of him in times of trouble, and to appreciate his personal achievements in times of peace. He is sure of his own importance as he grows up. Yet he is not undisciplined. There are rules, but they are reasonable and consistent. He reaches the end of childhood with a capacity for happiness that has grown with him from babyhood. Because babyhood is fun, and his happiness and affection reach out to everybody he knows. In the beginning, food and warmth and love are very close together. This is perfect contentment. And when he's 2, it's just good to be alive. It's true that he can best express his affection if mother meets him at his own level. There are so many things to be happy about. There are games. And jokes. You're so clever when you're 2. There's satisfaction in doing things. And so many kinds of friends. Some you find outside. And some that go everywhere, even to bed with you. Some like Aunt Marge that you only see once in a while. And best of all, there's love. Because you see, providing the material equipment for childhood is not enough. There are emotions, too, some good and some bad. And by being truly happy with them, we give to our children their best chance of enduring happiness.